Hi all, welcome to my channel again. So today we are going to discuss about the topic Git and Git stash. In this session, we are going to detailedly discuss about what is a Git stash and how it is used and where to use a cherry pick. Everything we are going to discuss in this session. If you want to check out this blog, I will be mentioning this link in the description box. You can check out from there. So, what is a Git stash? So, for example, we are implementing a new feature for a product, but our code is still in progress. In the middle of that, customer comes and complains about the some issue. But because of that, we cannot keep aside our new feature, which we work for a few hours, and we cannot commit that code to the partial code and cannot throw away our changes also. So for the temporary use, we can store our partial changes and later on commit it. So for that use, we can use git stash, which will store our changes temporarily, and then after some time later on we can commit it. So in the stash operation takes your modified tracked files, stage changes, and saves them on the stack of unfinished changes. So it will not commit our changes, it will store as a temporary space. Then later on we can retrieve it and we can commit that. So the commands which we use for git stash is uh, you first create a new branch. First, for example, we create a new branch, then we use a git stash command, which will store our changes temporarily. And this will remove the changes from our working directory also. So, when we apply the changes later, git stash list will show the list of the stashed changes. So we can use git stash pop after storing our temporary changes. When we want to retrieve those changes from there, we use git stash pop. So and git stash drop to delete the stash. If we don't want the stash anymore, then we can delete it by using git stash drop, and git stash clear to delete all the stashes. So here in this diagram you can see for Git repository is there. From there we are fetching the code into our local repository, the working directory. Then we are stashing some files, like only the some specific files which we want to store temporarily aside, that we will stash those changes. And then we use git pull rebase. So after everything is fine, if we want to retrieve these temporary files, then we use the git stash pop. Then it will retrieve those files from here to the working directory, from the temporary space to our working directory. Okay, that is about git stash. And cherry pick. Cherry pick you might have heard so many times in the interviews also. Like they will ask what is a cherry pick. Suppose example, you are working with a team of developers, like medium to large size project. Some changes were proposed by the another team, and they are making changes to some other branch, and you are working on some other branch, but you need to apply some of them to your main project, but not all the changes. Only some few changes you need to apply from that branch to this branch. So managing the changes between the several Git branches will become a complex task. If you want to like apply only specific commit from here to there, so you only need to pick one or two specific commits to pick some changes to your main project from other branches is called cherry picking. So picking those changes from other branches to our main branch is what called cherry picking. So to use git cherry pick, first we create two branches, then make some commits to them, then use git cherry pick and the commit id, commit hash command to select the specific commits from one branch and apply them to the other. So using this command, we can uh, take those changes from one branch and apply them to the other. Example, you can see here. Let us say these are the commit. These are the changes which are in master, and these are what in feature. But when we this change we got in feature by using the command git cherry pick. So if we are using git cherry pick and this for example, let us say D is a file name, git cherry pick a file name if we give, sorry, this is a commit ID. So for example, if we give git cherry pick and the commit ID, then this whatever the changes are there in this commit will come here in the future branch. We will apply those changes to the future branch from the master. So that is about the git cherry pick and resolving conflicts. Conflicts, whenever you are trying to merge or revise the branches that were diverged, and you need to conflicts will arise, and we need to manually resolve those conflicts before git can proceed with the merge. So git status will show us the files that have conflicts. Git difference command will show the difference between the conflicting versions, and git add is used to add those resolved files. So here one example to show you all like how git stash is being used practically. So for example, let's create a new branch and make some changes to it. Here git checkout -d stash underscore branch is getting created. We are creating this branch. So after creating that, we are creating one file, file1.txt, and we are doing git stash. What will git stash? What it will do is it will add this file1.txt to some temporary space. So git add file1.txt. Then if you use git stash, then we get this message like a stash branch and the commit ID. This is the initial commit from master branch. So in the end, what it is doing is it is storing this file1.txt to some temporary space. So now if we give git status, then nothing is there to commit. So now we can switch the branch and make some changes, then commit them. So now checkout branch. Here we are going to the dev branch, then we are creating one file, file2.txt. Then when we give git branch, then we can see that we are on dev branch. Here now we are adding it and committing that. After uh, committing that, now we can use the git stash pop. I have already explained that this command is used to retrieve the file from the stash temporary repository. So use git stash pop to bring the changes back and apply them on the top of the new commit. So if we use git stash pop, it is showing that here there is a new file, file1.txt. So that has been committed. Now if we use git stash, so that is in a staging. If you see changes to be committed, so if we use git status, then we can see that here. Now we can normally commit this file. So next is the task 2. In task 2, here we are going to explain a practical example of cherry pick, how to use it. So First, let's create one. Uh, let's go to the production branch and create some files like version 1. And then add it and commit it. So we have added the file now to the production branch. So of if we use git log, then we can see the where the commit head is at and all the details. And then if we since we have added our changes to the production branch, now we move to some other branch dev and we cherry pick the changes from there. Cherry pick the changes from production and apply those changes to the dev branch. Here git cherry pick and this is the commit ID. So here we have committed. Here we have created that file. Sorry. So in this we have committed one file. So that file we are doing the cherry pick and applying those changes to the dev branch from the production branch. So if we use git cherry pick and this, then we can see the head is at here and the changes has been not applied. So that's all. Thank you for watching my session until the end. So have a nice day. So if you want to check out this blog, you can check out from this link which I will be mentioning in the description box. Thanks for watching.